What's going on, guys? My name is BasedOnImpulse and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about everything you guys can do to make sure that you are 100% ready to go once Beyond Light drops in a little less than a month. We're going to talk about literally everything in this video except for weapons. I already made a video about a handful of awesome weapons you need to get your hands on before Beyond Light, which you can check out by clicking the card in the top right of your screen right now. In this video though, we're going to talk about quite literally everything else. Now, how much of this you want / need to do really depends on what you're looking to do quickly once the expansion drops. If you're looking to prep for the raid race or get into trials with the highest possible power level, you'll want to do a little more than I recommend. If you're more of a casual player who just wants to get to the story and run your usual activities, prepping for the expansion honestly isn't extremely necessary for you, but it will give you a jump on power level if that's something that you care about. So with all that being said, let's talk about what you need to do to get ready to explore Europa as soon as it drops. First and foremost, let's get the ugly thing out of the way. Bounties suck, I know, but preparing them is your best way to store XP going into the new season. Bungie has said that this won't be the primary way to earn XP anymore once Beyond Light comes out, but I still recommend going ahead and stockpiling them. If you're serious about prepping, you're going to want to start doing that as soon as possible after watching this video, since some weeklies are on rotation like Crucible and the Gunsmith, and you want to hold on to as many weeklies as possible since they give 12,000 experience each. Hoard as many weeklies as possible, but keep in mind certain seasonal weeklies like the Recaster or the planetary weeklies expire at the end of the season of arrivals. To make sure you don't waste your time on storing a bounty that's just going to go away, check to make sure that you don't see this blue text at the bottom of the bounty saying that it expires at the end of the season. There's not a whole lot of bounties that do, but just check to make sure that you're not going to waste any time. Festival of the Lost is also going on right now, but bounties from the event will expire at the end of it, so you can't save those either. Also keep in mind that a lot of destinations and activities are going away, so it's pretty safe to assume that their bounties will go away as well once Beyond Light launches. So here's the full list of things that are going away, and you'll want to steer clear of bounties from these sources. All bounties from Titan, Io, Mercury, and Mars, anything on the Leviathan, so stay away from the weeklies from Benedict and Werner, Crown of Sorrow and Scourge of the Past, don't save the challenge bounties from Hawthorne, all Black Armory and Season of the Drifter content, Black Armory bounties, Gambit Prime bounties, and Reckoning bounties. Speaking of Gambit, that's also another thing about bounties that I want to mention. We don't really know yet if or how the revamp to Gambit is going to alter the bounties, so personally I'm steering clear of saving those. That's up to you though. If you want to put the work in and roll the dice them getting deleted or not, feel free. I'm expecting the bounties to change a bit, which is why I'm not saving them. There's plenty of other safe sources to get those high XP bounties from anyway. If you want to be well prepared off bounties, you'll want to have around 2 million XP saved. That sounds like a lot, but keep in mind you can get boosts to your XP gains off of Guiding Light Ghosts, Fireteam XP boosts in the Season Pass, and your Well Rested bonus from the start of the week, which will give you double XP for your first 5 Season Pass ranks of the week. Next, let's talk about resources and materials. At the time of making this video, Bungie hasn't announced how planetary resources will be changing with the release of Beyond Light. I think it's pretty safe to assume they'll be converted to a universal currency that can be used on all planets, but we don't have anything official yet. So I'd recommend just saving up a bunch of legendary shards for when we do finally find out what's happening with them, so that you can just go buy a lot of them from Spider if you need to. Your best method for saving up a bunch of shards is just doing your normal routine in the game. Whether that's strikes, raids, Crucible, Gambit, whatever, just play. You'll get shards to drop from the activities as well as engrams. Legendaries, primes, and umbrals can all be decoded, and then dismantling the item will get you a handful of shards. This is a solid way to stock up without doing anything out of the ordinary or sacrificing other materials. If you want to get shards quickly and easily though, just head over to our old pal Spider on the Tangled Shore. He'll sell you 1 shard for 10 planetary mats. It's not the best exchange rate unless you've got a lot of materials, but it is an option if you need some quick shards. You'll want to save up shards so you have a good amount to sit on for infusion and buying stuff when the new expansion drops, as well as having them to buy materials from Spider beforehand if we find out we need to. Some other materials that you're going to want to save up are Vanguard and Crucible tokens, but especially Vanguard tokens. Zavala tends to be dropping +0 gear at the start of the season, meaning he'll drop gear at your level so that you can fill in slots that are lower. The best way to farm the Vanguard tokens is to pick up a bunch of boons of the Vanguard from Zavala. They only cost 5 legendary shards each, pretty cheap, and run heavyweight strikes with a full fire team. Depending on the burn, you'll want to run Falling Guillotine, 1000 Voices, or Anarchy, or you could just run Guillotine no matter what, since it's so good been so much fun. The heavyweight's going to give you a lot of extra damage anyway. Just run with 2 of your friends, make sure everyone pops their boon at the start of the strike, and blaze through them. If you're lucky, you'll get 3 gifts of Vanguard tokens, which will give you 15 tokens total once you open all 3. Sometimes you can get legendaries or shader packs as well if you're a little bit unlucky, but token packs are in fact the most common reward. As for Crucible tokens, they are a little bit more annoying. Just grab the boons from shacks and pop them at the start of every match. Running with friends will end up netting you more tokens per match, so take advantage of that if you can. Vanguard tokens are a little bit more of a priority, and they are significantly easier to farm. And let's talk about your last group of materials, all the upgrade materials. Ascendant shards and enhancement prisms only drop from Nightfall the Ordeal and Trials, but Ordeal Nightfalls are much faster to farm these. At the time of recording this, the Ordeal is double loot all week, so take advantage of farming the 1080 for some golf balls and prisms. I don't recommend doing the GM except for 1 strike because the Grandmasters this season are abysmal. Once all the Grandmasters are available though, I would recommend farming the hell out of the Lake of Shadows Grandmaster. You can get through it between 15 and 20 minutes depending on your team, and it's really not that hard. Remember that you can store a full stack of both shards and prisms in your inventory, as well as in each character's postmaster. If you're full in all these spots on both materials, assuming you have 3 characters, that totals out to 40 golf balls and 200 prisms. That's more than enough, but if you want to really go overboard, you can Masterwork exotic armor pieces to save more golf balls. Dismantling a Masterworked exotic will return you 1 golf ball. For saving prisms, you'll want to Masterwork legendary armor. Like exotics and golf balls, legendaries also give you back 1 prism when you dismantle them. You can also buy golf balls and prisms from Banshee in the Tower, but they are pretty pricey, and farming them out in Nightfalls is probably a better investment of your time and resources. The last few materials we have to talk about are gunsmith materials, enhancement cores, and upgrade modules. I'm not going to go in depth on gunsmith materials because I feel like just about everybody has an unholy amount of these. Enhancement cores though can be purchased from Spider for an increasing amount of legendary shards with every purchase, earned through gunsmith bounties, and also from dismantling Masterwork legendaries. Something few people seem to know about is that you can actually run Pit of Heresy on all 3 characters and dismantle those Masterwork boss drops for 18 free enhancement cores every week. Make sure you do that every week, as well as run your gunsmith daily bounties. As for upgrade modules, you can buy these from Banshee or earn them through his weekly bounties. Personally, I just buy them because I'm trying to save as much XP from bounties as possible, but the bounties are an option if you wanted to go that way. We're almost at the end of materials. I really didn't think this part would be this long anyway, but I promise this is the very last one. The final material we're going to talk about, Glimmer. Storing Glimmer? Yes, you do need to store Glimmer. It's so easy to run out when you're infusing a lot or upgrading armor or buying materials or whatever it is you're doing at the start of the season. Pretty much everything costs Glimmer. So the best way to do this is to store a bunch of ships or sparrows in your vault. Just buy them from collections and dump them straight into the vault. Dismantling them will net you 5,000 Glimmer each. Personally, I'm storing a ton of the other side sparrows from Season 3. Some other options are the Zavala's Authority ship from Season 3, the Universal Wave Function ship from Season 2, and the 1,000 Wings aka Whisper ship from Season 3. Personally, I'm shooting for 500,000 Glimmer stored in my vault, which is exactly 100 sparrows. This is something that a lot of people tend to overlook when preparing for the next expansion, so I wanted to make sure I brought it up here. It's something you might not even think about until you absolutely need it and then it's too late, so make sure to store up some ships or sparrows in your vault. The last thing I want to quickly mention here at the end are mods. Now yes, we did get some news about mods in this past week's TWAB, which I am going to quickly mention. Hive and Fallen mods are gone once Beyond Light drops, and Taken mods will be restricted only to Last Wish, similar to how Leviathan mods only work on the Leviathan. So all these mods are not important to go farm out anymore. Whether this is good or bad, that's your preference, but there are still a lot of mods worth getting your hands on that don't fall into this category. Make sure you grab all of the mods out of the Prismatic Recaster, as some of them are actually really good, like the Lucent Blade mod. Also make sure to keep an eye on Banshee to see what mod he's selling every day. Sometimes he does sell old seasonal mods like Powerful Friends that don't have any other way to acquire them anymore, so make sure to be checking Banshee daily so you don't miss out on anything good that you might not have gotten yet. 801 also sells a handful of really good mods like Dragonfly Spec, Rampage Spec, and Quick Access Sling that you'll want to get a hold of now, because we don't know how or if these will be acquirable later. And guys, that brings us to the end of the video. If you guys want a really easy way to keep track of all of this preparation progress, I highly recommend checking out destinyrecipes.com/checklist. This is a site I personally use to check my progress, and it's so helpful. I used it a lot to make this video as well. I'll link in the description for you guys because it is a fantastic resource. They have preset amounts for all the materials and stuff that you should save, but you can put in custom ones if you want as well. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of this because it's a great resource and not a lot of people seem to know about it. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, a positive rating would really help me out. If we could hit 40 likes on this video, I would really appreciate that, y'all. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new, as well as the notification bell so you never miss any new content on the channel. You can find links to my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord all in the description box down below, so make sure to check those out to get more involved with me and our community. For the question of the day, I want to know what you guys are most excited about story-wise in Beyond Light. Not content, not stasis, not weapons, but what gets you excited in the story. For me, it's absolutely got to be how Varix is going to come into play. He's like the little finger of Destiny, man. You never know what he's up to. I don't even know if he's going to end up being an ally or an enemy. If he's an ally, I really want to see how he's going to answer for freeing the Barons from the prison of elders that led to Kade's death. Anyways, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate the nutty support on my videos lately, especially my Cypher Decoder Farm video that just went up a couple days ago. That video flew past 2,000 views so fast, and I really can't thank you guys enough for that. We're for sure going to start ramping up Destiny content this month, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of it. Anyway, I'm going to quit rambling and let you guys get started on your prepping for Beyond Light, so I will see all of you guys in the next video.